Yo, how can you change your voice? I can't. Okay, guys,
We need
welcome to
a
podcast episode eight.
8.
Eight, right?
Yeah, 8, bro. 8.
We got Sandu Fitness. No, Sandu Fitness. We got S. We got KAGS.
The
Yeah,
fuck
I always get
going on?
roasted every time I pronounce your name in videos. It was like, yo, why do you say
Sandu?
Sandu like a Gora?
I had this coworker at Good Life that I worked at.
Yeah,
She she called me Manraj, right?
Maharaj. Okay, yeah,
Her name was Amin,
okay.
and I was like, Aman. And then she's
Uh-huh.
like, oh, say Amin. Like, what's wrong with you, right? You're whitewashed. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, you call me Manraj. I worked at that place for 1 month, then I quit. I'm like, bro, fuck this. But anyways,
Anyways, so
today we're gonna be going over time management, right?
that's it.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna
That's it.
show people how to manage their time.
Even though we barely know how to do it, or me.
Yeah,
But yeah.
we're all figuring it out. We don't even know. Time is a construct.
Time is
We
fake.
just time is fake. Time is money. Okay, so we're gonna start. We're gonna start. Yeah. Okay. Yo, Kags, how would you manage your time better? What would you say something's pillar?
I think big pillar for me would be prioritize. Like obviously there's a lot of shit that a lot of us have to get done, whether that's like work or
Yeah.
fitness or
It's
family, relationships, all that. Like everyone has everything, different stuff they're balancing on their plate, right? Like I'm gonna have a different plate than what Ronit has on his plate or what Minraj has on his plate or like what a fucking busy mom with 10 kids might have on her plate. But it's just a matter of prioritizing those things,
Yeah.
right? So understanding what's number one priority, what's number two priority, what's number three priority, what's number four, and kind of making a list of where you're ranking these things. So obviously you're gonna get to the things that are number one first. You're not gonna do number five before number one, even though number five might be more fun, right? Working out for most people might be more fun than meal prepping their food for the week. But maybe if meal prep is what you're lacking, that should be the biggest priority, right? So I would just kind of prioritize the things I want to do. So if I need to get my workout in, if I need to um, work on X coaching task, if I need to spend time with my girl, like where are the priorities for me, what needs to get done, and then put that into my schedule based on the priority. So that way I'm not like fucking around doing like something I shouldn't be doing before the thing that actually needs to get done to see the progress I want to see, right?
agreed,
Yeah.
bro. Agreed. And then also be honest about your priorities too.
True.
It's like when you
Okay.
have people that are like, "Oh, I didn't get a workout, bro," but it's a priority.
Yeah.
Two things can't be a priority, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
So that's
that.
one thing I
There's
said too.
there has to be like some sort of alignment, right? Like you have to think, say like something is a priority, you think about it, and then you say it's a priority, and then whatever the action is actually going to tell other people if it's your priority or not, right? So just make
Mm,
sure all those things are like lined up, yo. We think of one thing and then we say some shit else and then we do something else, right? Yo,
yeah.
my health is my number one priority. And then it's like, oh man, yo, today I sleep late. And then you fucking get up, have a donut. Like, nothing.
Have a donut.
I don't know,
What
what
diet is that?
Yo, Sam Silik died. Have you seen it? In the full day of eating Krispy Kreme donuts first thing in the morning. I think he
Yeah.
was
No, I
trying to hit
haven't seen it.
5,000 calories or whatever. Chocolate milk and donuts.
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it was great. He looked jacked. So, but he did cardio
I,
afterwards. So,
I know I haven't watched
I think the
any of his
biggest thing
videos.
priority comes to is like during the weekends. Like people are like, yo, fitness is their priority. And then the weekends, like the boys hit them up. They're like, yo, want to go to bars or want to go
yeah,
to watch a game or whatever. It's like,
yeah,
bro, you said this is priority. You put it as like priority number six to go chill with your boys. And now it's like taking
yeah,
over your life every single weekend. And it's like,
yeah. And
you
like,
gotta
and
look
like,
back.
But yo,
yeah,
your priorities can change based on your days.
True.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
then it
Like
goes back to what your priorities are for you. Is like, are those really your priorities? And
like
then
Mo Monday, everyone's priority is to get back into the gym and get started again.
yeah.
And then as the days goes on, it's kind of fades, right? As the week goes on, sorry.
true.
What would you say like somebody's trying to set their priorities? right? Say like they're gonna take a fucking pen and paper after this, and they're gonna start making notes, right? And they're gonna write down their priorities. How can someone start writing down their top 3 or 5 priorities, right? Like, how would someone know, like, yo, this is what I want to prioritize. This is what I don't want to prioritize. Because, like, say, like, for
Nope.
example,
I was gonna say, don't people already know that in their like mind?
What do you
yo,
mean?
yo, then that's what we were talking about. So mind could be something, but then the actions don't dictate whatever's in their mind, right? So, like, when you take action to write it down, it might become more clear. It's like, oh shit, like, I write getting jacked as my priority, but I
Yeah.
fucking eat donuts every day,
I
right?
would list out like everything in your life that goes on. So it's like talk about your fitness, talk about like typically career, your relationships,
Yeah,
family, friends, and like put all those down and then write down what you need to do for each one.
yeah,
And if you have an idea of what the actual action items are, then
yeah,
it would be an idea to prioritize, right? Whereas if you say getting jacked is number one priority, but then like you're working 7 days a week,
exactly.
obviously getting jacked is not the number one priority because you're working 7 days a week, regardless
Yeah,
of if that's your fault or if that's out of your control.
yeah,
Like getting to work is a number one priority because you have to make money, put food on the table. Totally get that. But
yeah,
then it's like, okay, now that you have that, what's the next priority? And then once you kind of put everything down, it's like Netflix is there and it's taking up most of your time. Obviously, it's a priority whether you like it or not because it's getting done, right? Your actions are going to dictate that. So now
ooh,
put down everything that you're doing, and then that way
okay,
you have a better awareness of
yeah.
what actions are taking place, and then I can prioritize them a bit better.
Damn. I like that. So the first step actually would be look at your day right now and then they'll tell you what your priorities are.
Facts.
And then you can reverse engineer it. Nice,
Yeah.
yeah. That's a good point. Oh, good job, bro. You got a big brain. So one more thing too, the boys thing on the weekend. Um, also understanding like if you have certain priorities, there's gonna be certain things that are gonna be a little bit more lower on the list, and they can't just do everything at once either, right? So you won't have like the fucking sickest physique and well, you technically can, but you can't have all these things at like really high level at all times. Like Sandhu was saying, not Sandhu, that your priorities might change day by day. So yeah,
Yeah, throughout the week.
throughout
That's
the
what I
week.
was saying. Or even like the month or the year too, right?
Yeah, 100%.
You gotta
Like
prioritize
just
your rest and you're like taking time to yourself.
exactly. That's
Like if
big. Yeah,
chilling with your boys is fun and or watching Netflix is your time to like do you or whatever, like
yeah,
then it's obviously put that in your schedule because if you don't put it in,
yeah,
if it's an actual priority to you, it'll take over and it'll make itself a priority even though you haven't planned it out, right? It's
yeah.
kind of like
I
that's
like it.
important to you. Make sure you put the time in to actually put it in and commit to that.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. Second point, I think it ties in directly to prioritizing, having some sort of long-term-ish clarity. Even though I know YOLO, life is short, you got to be present in the moment. If you don't have like long 10, 20 years of like things you look forward to, like, you want to get done, you want to like maybe go on this competition, you want to go here on vacation, you want to open up a massive gym, you want to make this much money, you want to buy this car, or whatever it
I
is,
just
whatever
listed
gets
all
you.
his goals.
What else? Bro, everyone has the same shit, bro. Everyone's like, I want to travel more. I want to make more money. I want to get
This guy
fit.
listed all his goals. He's like, car, Rolls Royce, open a gym, make money. This
What
guy
else?
listed all his goals. Okay.
I'm gonna keep going. Get married. Go to Maldives. Let's say them all, and then okay. Anyways, you gotta have some long-term clarity, right? That way, right away in your mind, it's like, okay, yo, when I do this thing in the morning, when I go and like get my workout in first, this is yes, one of my priorities, my health, but that's also one of my long-term priorities because I want this specific physique 20 years down the line or whatever, right? So just having some sort of long-term clarity, I guess, helps.
But
Yeah.
yo, you think the average person thinks that far, bro?
That's the point, bro.
I
That's why they
don't
can't
think they
manage their
do.
time.
That's why you got to sit down and do it, and that's the hardest part. Because
Bro,
I was talking to
yeah,
someone, I'm like, yo, where do you see yourself a year from now? And they're
yeah,
like, I never thought about that. I'm like, bro, what
yeah.
do you
Ooh,
mean?
is it your friend?
It's actually a potential like on a prospect with a call.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say stop talking to them. How you not think a year ahead, bro? That's crazy. That's
That's
wild
true.
to me.
I was like, yo, what are you trying to do? This like next year at this time, what are you trying to do? And they're
Yeah,
like, oh, I never thought about that. I'm like, yo, what do you mean you never thought about that?
that's
Like,
wild.
I think having that and then also being reminded of it constantly. Like for me, like I have a picture on my fucking wall. It's like this is where I want to be next year, and I have like a bunch of shit that kind of reminds me of that all the time.
There you go.
You have a thing, a board, a vision
Vision
board?
board.
Chill, don't show your secrets, bro.
Oh damn, that's massive,
What the
bro.
hell's that?
But
It looks like a calendar.
no, it's not calendar. It's
It
like
was so quick. It
Yo,
was so.
bro, your wall is this big and your thing is like this big.
bro, that's what I literally look up, I see it, I go back to work.
I have it right there too. You see, up top, above my head.
These jokes, bro.
You guys see this?
Jeez, yeah.
What are all those pictures, yo? Are those pictures a part of it too?
Yeah.
Are
This,
those
you
like
know
your
what this?
degrees and stuff?
Yeah. No, no. This is my degrees, accounting,
Jeez.
and then this is my family's, not this mine.
Yeah,
But I'll
accomplished
take all.
guy, bro.
I'll take all.
Holy.
Cause yo CPA and shit, bro. CPA and then accounting and then science and then honors for. I did like an extra program for accounting, but yeah. Anyways, have some sort of yeah. If you the 4 people that watch this are gonna have some sort of long-term plan, okay? Or they're gonna be able to, if they're listening to this, they're gonna start thinking more, right? So the idea is, even though it seems like a lot of work initially, of like sitting down, planning, and sometimes we plan too much. So don't get me wrong, like you don't want to just plan every fucking day and like manifest and vision board every 2 weeks, right? But at least take like at least people take December or like a couple weeks in December to like reflect or whatever, or whenever it kind of suits your boat. Just take time to actually write down what you want, what gets you excited, um, and then have some clarity, and then know where you want to go in like 4 or 5 years. Interview your own self. Like think about it, like if like you're an employer and like a new employee comes in, and then you ask them, it's like, yo, where do you see us in 5 years? Oh fuck, like
And
maybe
they're lying.
McDonald's.
And they're lying just to get the job.
Right? They're saying, yo, I see myself
I want
getting,
to make a huge impact in this town.
yeah, like, so have some clarity. It's, yeah, that's going to dictate your priorities, and then the actions are going to become a little bit easier, right? Because, yeah,
Yeah.
Like
Bro, I think
the level of detail when it comes to clarity, like you got to get super autistic with it. Like you got to get like down to like exactly
really?
what you want.
You believe that?
100%. I think
yeah,
so.
I don't believe that.
Because then you can like get down to it. You look at it, you're like, yo, I said I want to like deadlift 635 pounds. It's like, why the fuck did you choose that number? It's like, sure, it may be arbitrary, but at least you got down
yeah,
to that. I can work back. Or it's like, if I want to make like, if I want to spend this amount of time with my girl, it's like, shows 100. Like, bro, you have 1,075 days out from your Instagram posts. Like, who the fuck does that? That's
yeah,
Yeah,
autistic level detail. That's what you need, though, because it gives you that clarity.
but it's
yeah.
just a sense of direction. Like I just have a date, but I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
have like what
but
workouts I'm
yo,
gonna do, nutrition, this or that, because everything's gonna change, right?
But
So
most people don't have a
I think
date,
the
right?
most thing is I don't think most people should even like sit down and hyper like focus on writing down every detail because they're gonna fail, bro. Just to be honest, right? I think they should just much rather have a sense of direction. I'm just being honest, bro. I'm just being honest, right? I think
yeah,
majority of the people are gonna fail, right?
yeah,
Like, bro, how many people are gonna sit here like I'm gonna work out 5 times a week, eat in a deficit, and stop drinking and stop smoking? Bro, you're gonna fail in 45 minutes, bro, and you wasted 45 minutes writing that.
but I think the idea is not to write the details like every single thing. I think that comes maybe on like a day-to-day basis. More like, what do you want? Like out
Yeah,
of
just have a
say,
sense of
for
direction. Yeah.
you, yeah, you have that you want to do competition in those 1,000 days. After those 1,000 days, you have, right? Like you have that's that's the direction you want to go in, right? I honestly think there's something here. There's probably some this is really subjective. I don't know your thoughts on it. Actually, I know Manraja's thoughts on it. Kags, it'd be good to
Wait,
hear.
ask my thoughts. Ask my thoughts. You don't know me.
No, I know, but I'm gonna say it, and then
He's like,
you
I
don't
know your thoughts. You don't know me.
you don't know me, dog. You don't know. Okay, so basically, like, I think there's something to it where if you write some shit down really specifically, like, yo, like, I want to have this house that is this much square footage, whatever, or like this type of house in 2029 in this kind of area, right? Whatever you can write.
Explaining his goals again.
No, I'm just saying,
Okay,
I
okay,
saw, I mean, whatever, right? You can say anything. Or like, I want
okay.
this
Yeah, yeah.
gym, I want this. Automatically, your brain starts to align certain actions on a day-to-day basis towards that goal unconsciously. Like you don't even know like you're actually doing that, but you start to take actions and certain opportunities start to come your way without you even realizing it, without you being like conscious about it. And then like 6, 7 years down the line, you're like, oh shit, yo, like what the hell? Like I actually wanted this, so I ended up doing all these actions. But at the moment, don't get overwhelmed on like, how am I gonna get there? Just have this thing, have the sense of direction. But then like universe is kind of gonna like tell you certain actions along the way. And again, I have a feeling that there is certain things that happen because you take that action of telling your mind like I want to go here, right? And then like the daily actions start lining up. But again, that could be broken down to like, yo, this is the direction I want to go in. This is how you reverse engineer it. These are the action steps towards it. But I think writing that end goal or whatever it is, not even the end goal, some sort of direction, automatically starts bringing some sort of clarity and actions and opportunities your way without you even like trying for it.
I think doing the actions heavily outweighs writing the end goal.
Yeah, but you don't know what actions to take if you don't know the end goal. No?
No, like, bro, if you want to be a singer, just practice singing every single day. Like, you have a general idea, right?
But you think what's been beneficial? I want to be like I want to perform in Madison Square Garden in front of 20,000 people with Adele or some shit. Is that if someone writes that down or like I want to be a singer? What's gonna get you more pumped to take better action? Because it takes literally like 1 minute more to write the other one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. I get the whole writing thing. I understand
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying I think the actions heavily, I think it's a lot more important than the end goal. So I think if you focus on the action, you will never disappoint yourself because you'll work so much, right? And you'll consistently like take action
But it's not
So
exciting, bro.
why are you taking the action in the first place?
because the result's guaranteed at the end,
What's the result?
whatever you want to be.
That's what I was saying. Like you gotta know what the result is, so you do the
Yeah,
action.
no, I agree with that, but I'm saying a lot of people are just going to be hyper focused on the end goal, right? But the actions are going
But
to be, they're going to be like, oh, I want a Rolls Royce. Okay. And then the action steps are going to be like, just work hard at work, right? They
yo,
won't
this
really
is
have that
where
exact game
this
plan.
this is obviously why like we don't manage your time kind of thing, right? So we've talked about whatever your priorities are, and then this section is more clarity, right? Just getting clear of where do you want to sense of direction, like just getting clear of where do you want to go towards. And
Yeah.
the next point could be something that like this is where you take the actions, maybe, you know? What would something you would add to the time management thing?
Me,
Yeah.
bro, I would add like controlling your vices or your distractions, right? So
Okay.
like, I genuinely think a lot of people shouldn't have social media. It's actually pretty messed up. Like, I don't think a lot of people should have social media because they don't gain anything from it. They're just
Yeah.
losing a lot,
Mm.
right? So for example, like it's funny how I'll talk to people and I'll be like, bro, TikTok's the worst thing ever. And they'll be like, no, 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 like I saw this one cool thing. It's like, yeah, you saw this one cool thing, but a thousand
Yeah.
brain dead things, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it's not really worth your time. So that, or if you have vices like smoking, drinking, or other drugs, right? Or
Yeah.
like playing video games, right?
Massive.
I think a lot of those things take up your time. People say like, "Oh, I do it to relax, this and that,"
Yeah.
but you don't need to relax as much as you think, in my opinion.
Mm.
Like I think a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna scroll for 10 minutes just to kind of chill out," and then like an hour goes by, hour and a half goes
Yeah,
by,
yeah, yeah.
and then the action that they're supposed to do, they just don't even do it. They're like, "Oh, I'll start tomorrow." So I
Yeah,
think that's one of the
I
biggest
agree.
things, like controlling your vices or limiting your distractions, right? And also like whatever your friend, just being very, very critical of the people around you. That's another thing I would say.
Yeah,
Like
environment.
a lot of people know like the people you hang out with or the
Yeah,
people you become, but they'll keep hanging out with like dumbasses
yeah,
that
yeah,
don't
yeah,
really do anything or have any big goals. But they have big goals, right?
yeah.
So I think that's another big thing as well. Cause like, bro, the,
100%.
the five most people you hang around with are the people you're gonna become.
Yeah.
So I think
Well,
that's
hopefully
a
we don't
big
go
thing, bro.
bald, yeah. But
Whew.
I was gonna say hopefully we don't go
You're
bald.
balding, bro. Are you balding?
I'm balding, bro. I have a bald spot in my. It's
Holy
actually
Yo,
shit.
me
rowdy.
too.
It's already hitting us, bro.
It's wild, bro.
Already hitting us.
When I take a back progress picture, yo, I see like a big chunk. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? It's rowdy.
Crazy.
It's rowdy.
It's rowdy. But
It's
no,
rowdy.
not no 100%, yo. Seriously, like the environment, probably one of the biggest things.
Yeah. Like, bro,
Along with yeah.
like I'm sure there's probably people that are like very cool to hang out with,
For
They
sure.
don't really do anything,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? Like I know a bunch of those people.
For
And
sure.
like I don't really talk to them.
Yeah.
So
And
I
like you
think
have
that's a big
to,
thing.
and this is where like the whole priority thing comes in, right?
Yeah,
It's
you
like
prioritize your goals over having.
prioritize. Yeah. Having
That's one
limited.
thing I would say. Actually, that's another point I would say.
Yeah.
I think I don't know, maybe I'm just like the only one on this.
Yeah.
I think when so many people are hyper focused on having fun,
Yeah.
they're just kind of all their decisions are based on like having
Mm.
fun, right?
Yeah.
But when you delay that fun and you like achieve your goal, like you already just have fun.
Yeah.
So I think it's like having a good physique, right? Or having a business or whatever, or having your own house or your property or the car you want, right?
Yeah.
That's the actual like real fun. And once you do get to that point, it's going to be 10 times better. So rather than like, oh, I want to have fun, let me play video games for like 2 hours a day and just like
Yeah.
waste.
Yeah. That's true. And I guess you can make it a little bit. I don't know your thoughts on this, but like I find it's almost a little bit fun-ish if you are finding a way to be surrounded by people who are kind of doing the same thing, or like people who are about doing whatever work you want to do, and like if you can somehow integrate some of that fun in your day to day. Like for example, like you're working out, that's fucking fun. And like that's part of our business per se. Or like even like the content part is cool. Even this conversation on like podcast, I'm like, oh, this is fun. This is cool. Like you know what I'm saying? Like again, maybe this is not our work list. This is not part of the work list for you guys. But like I was like, yo, this is pretty fun, and this is part of like what we do. So if you can find a way to integrate some of those things, and again, not everything is gonna be fun, don't get me wrong, but there's things during your day you can make like you look forward to. I think that's a way of like integrating that so you don't just like, fuck man, another day, I gotta grind for 19 hours today, you know? So you just have certain touch points during the day that you actually kind of like doing. At
But
least
yo,
that's how I kind of frame it.
fun is so subjective. You could have fun doing anything.
Exactly. So it's a state of mind, right? But you
Exactly.
can attach certain things to more things. If you can attach like a fun or joy or whatever you want to call, because it's a feeling to a lot of the things that you do during the day, I think it'll be more fun throughout the whole way instead of waiting till the end and be like, oh, I fucking made it, you know? But yeah. Yeah, it's a fun, subjective. But yo, this is where, okay, so prioritizing, clarity, not getting distracted by your
Yeah.
vices, getting aware of your vices and your environment, right?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of combined. One more thing we're talking before, the list versus like schedule approach. Um, have some sort of list, right? So this is where having clarity and having less distractions and having the right environment and having priorities really helps, because once you have those other foundations set, now you can create some like list, like a reverse engineer the whole thing, right? It's like, yeah, I want to get this physique is such an easy example. Yo, lifting is such an easy example. So you just reverse engineer. It's like, what are the action items I need to take on a day-to-day basis? And that could be on the list, right? Water, whatever, walking,
Sleep,
workout,
yeah. Surplus
eating,
deficit.
yeah, heating.
Yeah.
So that could, yeah, so create a list. And again, you can have the list based upon like your priorities, right? So whatever, if you want to prioritize your relationship that day, or like your fitness, health, business, spirituality, whatever it is, right? And you can have
Yeah.
items for that. So, do you guys? I know, Monroe. You guys are
I
list.
do I do lists, yeah.
Nice.
I don't do
Yeah.
like schedules because every time I have a schedule, I was like something happens,
Yeah.
right? But I think having a schedule for majority of the people doesn't actually work out because you're gonna have a lot of
Mm,
distractions around you. So I think having a list is a lot better for majority of the people and like whenever you have time, just like bang it out. So like I obviously try to do it first thing in the morning,
yeah.
like everything as fast as I can. But
Yeah.
like bro, there's some days I'll wake up at like 8, I'll finish everything by like 11. There's
Yeah.
other days where I start working at like 7 p.m. at night and I'll do it for like
Yeah.
10,
That's
right?
it. But you
And
get
at
it
the
done
end
either
of the
way.
at the end of the day, it's like I think of it as like a workout. Like whether you do a
Yeah.
workout in the morning or evening or afternoon, it's the
Getting it
same
done.
thing. It's just getting it done, right? It's
Yeah.
just getting that done and building momentum. And then if
Yeah.
you guys do have a list, get like some sort of app, yo, that shows you the streak of those actions. That helps a lot.
Make sure you guys buy our app. It's called the Podcast Note Taking app. No, I'm just kidding. What app do you use?
Um,
Do you use the app?
Yo,
Trello?
I use habits.
Oh, habits. Wow, that's a
Yeah.
sick name, bro. How did these guys?
So it's like
Okay.
you see it right here, like all these habits.
Yeah.
Like for example, like all this.
Yeah.
So I did everything today, but I didn't do it. But like let's say I do this, right? You swipe
Yeah.
right, and then in the bottom in the corner, you'll see like 5 days in a row I've done that.
Oh,
Fire.
damn.
Or there's like other things I've done like 16, 17 days in a row.
Damn.
So you see that, and like every day you don't want to break that habit, right?
Yeah.
You push yourself to like do it no matter what.
Oh, that's sick, bro. Habits, guys. Check the Habits app out. You're gonna be like Sundu Fitness. It's wicked. I'm gonna check it out after this. Yeah.
I actually hop on
It's
that
pretty
too.
fun. Bro,
Yeah.
I have like 42, 43 habits a day, bro.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
That's fucked. So I
But like,
usually
yo, it's
majority of the day, like you could see this, like
can you give like okay the people watching just so it's practical application, the four people. What are like maybe some things that you don't mind sharing? Like what would something be on like your list?
yo, it's all like work related.
Okay, it's fine.
So it's
That's
like
your priority, obviously.
no, I don't really use this for like anything else. Like I wouldn't put like play video games on here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Yeah, so it's all like more like serious
oh,
stuff.
it's okay either way. Like it's just an example, bro. Just like give like
So yo, for example, okay, let's say someone's trying to get in really good shape, right?
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Like take creatine, get multivitamins in, uh,
yeah,
hit 10,000 steps, drink
yeah.
3 liters of water, 15 minutes of cardio, and work out.
Okay.
So
And if they believe in, some sort of stress relieving thing like this or that, meditating or this or that, they could add that as well. If
Nice.
for
that
you,
helps them.
when you put those habits in, subjectively, how easy or how hard are those habits? So like say 10 is like the hardest thing and 0 is easy. Like are those easy things that you can get done? Or are those like it requires like a good chunk of your day to get done?
So every month I add 2 to 3 more habits. So
You add,
I'm pushing the envelope. Like I'm trying to get more and more and more efficient every single day. Because
but
everyone
like,
can be more
yeah,
efficient, right?
yeah, yeah.
So I'm adding more and more. So like, boy, I started in like September with probably like 20.
Mm.
So now I'm up to like 42, 43. So I'm just adding things and like not every day is perfect, but some days I'll do this and that. So in a week I'll probably have like 2 to 3 perfect days.
But you would add shit like I want to get my like meal in and like a
No,
training session.
it's literally all work related. Literally all.
Interesting.
Like literally all work related.
Okay. That's
Nothing is like
yeah,
personal
yeah.
based or this or that. Because I feel like
That's good.
you don't need it. Like
Expectations.
imagine
Yeah,
imagine you have a habit, it's like
yeah,
talk for 5 minutes. It's like, bro, you need a habit
yeah,
to your mom,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
act right?
Well, most people don't though, right?
I know,
That's the only thing. Yeah,
I know, but you don't need like so
yeah.
this habit trackers for all the things that I don't want to do.
Mm,
Not that I don't want to work, but
yeah,
like, I wouldn't put a habit tracker to play video games or like
yeah,
go
yeah, yeah,
kind of like doesn't really
yeah.
make sense to me.
We need to relax, bro. You gotta put that on there. That's good for your mental health.
Bro, I don't believe that, bro. I don't know.
Okay, it's fine. We won't get into that.
I don't think
I
it's
think scheduling goes a long way though for I don't know myself, like looking at my days and it's like, yo, this day is I have more time to focus on like making content, for example, and this day is gonna
Yeah, yeah,
grants for my clients or whatever. Like
yeah,
having separate days or like even just mapping out, it's like, yo, I know on this day I have this commitment at this time. Like if
yeah,
I'm gonna play ball at this time, I know it's there. So it's not like, oh fuck, like I prepared all the shit to do and now this shit came up. It's like I'm expecting that, right? So like for most people, if
yeah,
they're working, it's like say they have like, I don't know, say they play intramural sports and that happens like once a week. It's like make sure that's in your fucking calendar. So when you're planning out your day for that day, or when you're looking at your week, it's like, oh yo, I didn't get it done because this was there. It's like, bro, you knew it was there the entire time. You just didn't
yeah,
plan, right?
yeah,
So it's looking at your week, and it's like if you have this commitment, say you have like a dinner to go to here, like you have XYZ, it's like planning around those things and making sure your action items for that day actually match the amount of time you have for that. Like say average person working 9 to 5, you're at work from 9 to 5. Okay, so say you're at the office and you actually can't do shit when you're working, other than like the people who are working from home and can actually do stuff. Um, but say you're at the office and you come back, it's like you have from like 7 to 8, you have this commitment. So what are you doing from 5 to 7? What are you doing from 8 to 10? Right. And
yeah,
it's like actually mapping out what you're gonna do to make that process a lot easier. For me,
yeah,
like just knowing there's a time block where I can get this done or get this action item done, and it makes things a
Yeah.
lot more fair because I go into that day, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
this time I'm supposed to be focusing on this. What are the action items on my list? Now I bang them all out. Whereas
Yeah.
if I do have time earlier on the day, sick, I can bang it out. But like this
Yeah.
just gives their direction for that hour or that day.
Yeah. No, I'm similar. Like I set my schedule like every Friday pretty much, in the morning, and I'll kind of look at it. Usually it stays the same because once you start recurring events, just like your client check-ins, programming, whatever in this certain time, whatever it is, that way I see like exact gaps and holds of like what times can I actually do like stuff to move you forward, right? Because there's certain things you'll always just have to do consistently, like admin work or like with programming clients, all that stuff. But what can you do to keep moving forward? And in those gaps, I would just put in like whatever stuff that needs to be done, like get shit done. And that time I keep flexible because sometimes like you get it done in like 2 hours, sometimes like 4 hours. It depends on the day or like certain times I don't get to done. But like I like the same visual thing, but at the same time like a list. So like I like having like I got this from Andy Frisella, like the power list stuff, where I just put five,
Right?
yeah, 4 to 5 tasks on the list. um, but like under that one action item could be a lot of things, right? Like if it says like post everywhere, it's like, okay, yo, you're posting, you're posting like, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, and like stories on Instagram, stories on TikTok, like it's post every fucking, so that's like technically like 15 action items per se. But it's just like categorized in one post everywhere, right? Uh, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it's just like 5 things, but it could be a bunch of shit, right? Or it's like
I
before
have
like
I have this that's like same exact thing. Like post everywhere, it's like makes up like 11 or 12 of those.
yeah, so like things like that, like it'd be a similar kind of concept. And then like yeah, so I like having a list, but those are things that should move you forward and push you like in terms of like it should be a little uncomfortable in terms of like you don't kind of really want to do it. Like fuck, I get on my phone again and post like fuck man, right? But even though sometimes you feel that way, just because you have it on the list, you check it off, you understand the compounding benefit of it, right? So I like schedule combined with the action list that moves you forward. Because sometimes, the schedule would be so like, especially when I was in person training a lot, like I would just do it in terms of training, and I come home at like 7 p.m., 8 p.m. I'm like, fuck, man, I'm tired. But then you have that action list, so you still get it done, and then you feel good, and your sleep feels blessed, right? So yeah, it's important.
Oh, I am.
Actually, yeah. One thing actually is this is really important, at least this is why important for me. Um but the whole thing we talked about having clarity and priorities, that's why this stuff is so important. Because someone listening, they might be like, yo, like this sounds mad overwhelming, yo, scheduling, making a list, and fucking Sandhu Fitness has 40 things on his list, right? I can't even get 5 things done in a day that I tell myself I do, right? So somebody gets overwhelmed, but then if they have clarity and have that some sort of like direction to go in, these things that you do on a day-to-day basis become a little bit easier to do, but also know what to do, right? Because most people don't even, actually, most of us know what we got to do, but most of us don't like do it just because we don't have any like motivation per se or like excitement per se because we don't have a direction we want to go in, right? So,
Uh,
yeah,
I think the scheduling part goes in hand with like setting deadlines. It's like
there
if
you
you
go.
know
Yeah,
long term, this is what you want to get to in a year, then
yeah,
having the deadline of this is what I need to get done in the day, or this is what I need to get done in this time block.
yeah,
I feel like I've heard this a lot before, but it's like the work expands to the capacity of the time that you give it. So if you say you're gonna like
yeah,
dedicate like 3 hours to meal prep, do you really need 3 hours to meal prep? Like, could that
yeah,
process be done in an hour and a half?
yeah,
Okay, no, cut that down to hour and a half, and
yeah,
I should do it in an hour and a half, right? It's
yeah,
like you don't need 3 hours to work out, bro. Like you can just go to the gym and get a good workout in an hour,
yeah,
right?
if you give yourself a year and a half to lose 20 pounds, it'll take you a year and a half.
yeah,
Exactly.
Give
yeah.
2 months, 2.5 months, so you'll achieve it in 2.5 months.
Yeah, that is true.
Elon Musk said that. He read his book, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's bro, the shit in that book too, and even like there's so many concepts like that, right? If you give yourself 4 hours or 40 hours, that's where the whole the 4 hour work week, I think. That's one of their concepts in there too. It's like the high idea wasn't initial. Someone actually reads that book. It's the funniest thing because people pick it up as like, oh wow, I can make my week like just 4 hours. Fucking sick. their whole idea is that you can be way more optimized and you can do more shit in a really short period of time instead of like trying to keep telling yourself, oh, okay, yo, I'll create that website in the next 6 months. Like, yo, bro, if you just spend 5 hours on like a Sunday, you could probably create a sick website, right? And the website might not even be something you need to actually do, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you can actually do so much more stuff instead of giving yourself all this cushion. You may not need to, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else? I think you added a lot of, there's a
Pretty much.
lot of shit. So
So we go
we said
priority,
prioritize.
clarity,
Clarity, vices, distractions,
Yeah.
environment, people you hang out with.
Yeah.
and the last
List,
one was
list
list.
and schedules, and then deadlines, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Last
Yep.
one, just fucking do what you gotta do.
Just do what you gotta do. If you have clarity, you'll be able to do it more consistently.
None of this shit matters if you don't do what you gotta do. So you
Yeah.
could all this stuff, but like Manraj said, that's the that's the underlining key point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the actual thing that moves the needle.
Yeah. Just doing shit.
Yeah.
But doing shit with excitement and knowing towards if you want to go towards something, it makes it a little bit more fun. So, and fun is a state of mind. So technically, you guys can have fun right now.
I'm having fun constantly, bro.
Yeah, it's just constant state of fun.
Being alive is fun.
My nickname is fun. Okay. All right. Anything else? No?
No, that's pretty good.
All right. Sick podcast, guys.
Hope the 4 people listening got some value from this.
Yeah.
Wait, two now. Hope the 2 people listening
Yeah. We probably lost some after the
take
last
edge
one.
to it.
Yeah. All right.
Good stuff, boys.
Bye bye.